right, the next step is step number 5. So I'm going to put 5 here because basically in step 5, I'm going to keep using the same picture that I did in step 4, but I'm going to have to erase this. I'm going to erase this number in green. I'm going to erase this arrow. I'm going to erase this here. It says probability level because all of that I use it for step number 4. So let me erase this. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse this picture and I'm going to label the sections that I shaded in red. So right there and here. Okay, the section, the tails that I shaded in red. And I'm going to label it as reject HO. Okay, and that's what step number 5 is all about. Okay, so you're gonna label the tails that you shaded in red. We're gonna label it as reject HO. All right, so that's all what you have to do. Now we're gonna do step number 6. And step number 6, we're gonna calculate again something called the test statistic. And basically it's a formula. And what formula you're gonna use? You're gonna see it right here. Now I know you most likely gonna say x squared. It's not called x squared, it's called chi-square. Chi-square is equal, we have a fraction, parenthesis n is the sample size, 15 minus 1, because that's what it says there, times s square. Okay, so I need to know what is the value of s. S is the standard deviation of the sample, I should say. But sometimes they don't give you the standard deviation of the sample, they give you the variance of the sample. So the variance here, you can see it right here, the variance of the sample is 21.8. So s squared, I'm going to replace it with 21.8. Sometimes they don't give you the variance, that's the variance of the sample, that's s squared. Instead they give you the standard deviation of the sample, S. So you're going to have to plug in for S and then square. But here I don't need to do that because S squared, the variance of the sample, was given to me. And then I'm going to divide it by sigma squared. That's what you get. Look at step 1. Sigma squared is 15.9. Now, to do this computation, make sure you use decimals. That's what I'm going to do. Let me get my decimals calculator. And I'm going to type exactly what I wrote there by hand. So 15 minus 1, close the parentheses, times 21.8, everything over 15.9. And you can see that my test statistic chi-square is 19 point, where did it go, my calculator? I'm going to round to 3 decimal places, 195 after. Now, what I'm going to do with that number, I'm going to find out where this number is in this picture. Let me lower this a little bit. Where this number is in this picture, 19.195 may be somewhere in between here. Okay, that's where that number is going to be. Somewhere in between here. Now, you can see where I put the X, it didn't land in the sections that are shaded in red. If I would have landed in the section shaded in red, I would have said reject HO. But because I didn't land in the sections in red, whatever's in between here, we're going to say fail to reject HO. And that's what step number 6 was all about, to calculate this number. And that number is going to help me do step number 7, which is to make the decision. And because I landed in the picture in a section that is not shaded in red, we call that fail to reject HO. And that is the decision. Okay, check the next video to see the last step.